Deep inside a healthy intestinal tract, billions of symbiotic bacteria flow and operate in perfect rhythm. It is a highly synchronized, localized ecosystem. This localized harmony is responsible for our baseline physical well-being. It dictates our daily energy levels, stabilizes our mood, and impacts the quality of our sleep. Then comes the abrupt shock of short-term international travel. In a matter of hours, you are subjected to a drastically different environment, new local diets, and a completely inverted circadian rhythm. Your intestinal orchestra is highly adapted to the specific conditions of your home environment. It is completely unprepared for this rapid transition. The biological balance keeping us healthy at home proves incredibly fragile when subjected to the sudden physiological shocks of global movement. Your internal system crashes. Opportunistic inflammatory infectious bacteria, like Bilophila and Flavinifractor, rush in and rapidly multiply, scattering the once synchronized clusters. This chart tracks alpha diversity, a metric showing the total variety of healthy bacterial species present in the gut. Under the acute stress of a new environment, that sheer variety plummets between day 1 and day 5 of your trip. You feel this internal biological crash directly. It translates into profound physical fatigue, sudden gastrointestinal distress, and measurable drops in sleep quality. Without the usual density of healthy bacteria to hold the line, empty ecological niches open up along the intestinal wall. The inflammatory microbes thrive in these vacant gaps, which is why your physical symptoms persist. Short-term travel triggers an acute, chaotic ecological disaster, playing out right inside your intestinal tract. What happens when the trip doesn't end in 5 days? Let's look at expatriates who relocate to high endemic regions, like countries on the African continent, for months or even years. Over the long term, the intestinal crashing stops, the acute physical symptoms fade, your energy returns, and the core ecosystem appears to stabilize. This chart compares gut microbiota metagenomic data in Swiss expats living in Europe versus Africa. The overall taxonomic profiles of these two groups are nearly identical. Dominant healthy bacterial classes, like Clostridia and Bacteroidea, are fully present and functioning normally in the African samples. But hiding beneath this stable surface is the resistome. The gut is secretly accumulating antimicrobial resistance genes, or ARGs, to survive the new endemic pressures of the environment. The long-term traveler's feeling of physical recovery is an illusion, masking a stealth genetic adaptation to a high-risk environment. If the overall bacteria types inside the gut aren't changing, how is the resistome growing stronger? This happens through plasmids, mobile genetic elements acting as couriers, allowing different bacterial species to trade survival codes. Through them, our healthy native bacteria acquire dangerous traits, picking up resistance genes to treatments like tetracycline and even last resort antibiotics. The traveler eventually returns home feeling completely healthy, unaware they are now carrying and spreading multi-drug resistant superbugs. The true threat of long-term travel is dangerous genetic code silently infecting the good bacteria we rely on. The global traveler faces a dual dilemma: a violent ecological crash in the short term and silent genetic resistance in the long term. We can administer a targeted clinical intervention, introducing specific probiotic strains like Bifidobacterium right before and during travel to anchor the ecosystem. These act as keystone species. They structurally lock the ecosystem in place, preventing that initial catastrophic loss of alpha diversity. This physical anchoring directly neutralizes the short-term threats. By holding their ground, they leave no empty ecological space for opportunistic inflammatory bacteria to multiply. They provide a long-term defense, too. Maintaining a tight, stable community boosts localized mucosal immune responses like SIGA. That elevated defense actively suppresses the sharing of plasmid-borne resistance genes. This stability also provides secondary physiological benefits. The anchored bacteria upregulate the production of vital nutrients like folate and biotin, keeping your energy and mood high. By proactively deploying keystone biological engineers, we can build a resilient internal ecosystem capable of weathering the environmental shocks of a globalized world.